Hello comrades, welcome back to Lies and my inability to write scripts. Today we will talk about one of Boeing's most successful and troublesome aircraft designs, the 737. Last year, in 1964, Boeing was looking to supplement the still quite young Boeing 727 on routes between 50 and 1,000 miles. The first concept drawings show a very similar aircraft to the 727, albeit with the central engine removed, in the tail. A few years later, Boeing had heavily refined the original design, however they were now far behind their competition, just like the Tory party in this year's general election, so they nicked a lot of components from the existing 727 and 707. After a few more years of development, the 737 was pitched in 1965 and received very well. It took off for the first time on the 9th of April 1967 on a test flight, and after being certified, Lufthansa flew the aircraft's first commercial flight on February the 10th, 1968. From then on, several variants have been produced, 9 to be exact, and that's before you get into the MAX series. More than half a century on, the 737 is the most crashed aircraft in history. More than 50 years on, it is pretty much the most successful aircraft in history, with over 15,000 units being delivered to airlines around the world. Of course, the ride quality will vary from airline to airline, but the aircraft is generally good to fly on, with sizable overhead racks, lots of cargo space, a bog, doors that sometimes come off, and in-flight entertainment, and sometimes working Wi-Fi. How about that, liberals? Similar to the video about these mobile microwaves, I will mainly disclose the details of the base variant before discussing the changes made in later variants. So, to start off with, the 737-100 with 30 units. The main fuselage is mainly made of an aluminium alloy with a length of 27.6 metres and a height of just over 4 metres. With a wingspan of 28.35 metres, the aircraft is rather small, only capable of seating 131 people. The power comes from two wing-mounted JT8D engines, producing a total of 14,000 pounds of thrust. Second off, the 737-200 with 1,114 units. The only real difference between this and the -100 is that these planes can seat up to 136 because the fuselage is around 2 metres longer and the original engines have been tuned to produce 16,000 pounds of thrust. The 737-300, 1,113 units, which is 3 metres longer, can seat up to 149 and now uses the CFM56-3, which can output 20,000 pounds of thrust. The 737-400, 489 units, pretty much just 3 metres longer, can seat 188, and the CFM56-3 now outputs 23,500 pounds of thrust. The 737-500, 388 units, it's 31 metres long, can seat up to 140, can output 18,500 pounds of thrust. The 737 The 737 The 737-600, 66 units. Things change up a little bit here. The wingspan is now 34.32 metres, the fuselage now has a height of 12.6 metres and a length of 31.2 metres. Two CFM56-7 engines now power it, outputting 18,500 pounds of thrust, and it can seat up to 149. The 737-700, 1,150 units. It's 33.6 metres long and can output 20,600 pounds of thrust. 737-800 with 3,486 units, making it by far the most popular one. It's 39.5 metres long. It can output 24,200 pounds of thrust and can seat 189. The 737-900ER with 339 units is 42.10 metres long, can output 26,300 pounds of thrust and can seat 215. In conclusion then, the Airbus 737 has too many variants. No, actually, the McDonnell Douglas 737 is actually one of Boeing's most successful designs, and even though a lot of the design quirks date back to the mid-60s, it is still the backbone of many airlines today. And that's pretty much all there is to say about this aircraft. It's small, it's useful, that's about it. Anyway, I'll try and see you next week if I decide to have an upload schedule for once. And I'm gonna peace out. See ya. And remember, comrades, don't leave the turnips out in the field too long, they may rot or be eaten.